If I had $1 million,
If I had $1 million,
well, I'd buy you a house.
The best way to live, I think, is that you take whatever comes your way and you realize that a fair portion of that really should be passed on to others to benefit the world. And it's really not a hard thing to do. And the interesting thing is I find the more of it that I do and the more of it that I see other people do, the more wealth they seem to create, the happier they are, the more fulfilled they are, the more value they create in their own lives and the people that they're with and in the world. And it just seems to snowball and you get more and more and more.
Donors like Peter make a big difference. It means the difference between having your phone service cut off, not being able to get in touch with your doctors if your child is running a fever and needs to get to the hospital right away. It means the difference between being able to go to community college.
This year was our biggest year ever. We raised over $6,500.
We were overwhelmed with the amount of charity that came out for the members, and so to see them reaching out. Some people were contributing small amounts, some were up to the $200 level, some were down to the $20 level. But the trick, which was Scott's great idea, which is, hey, we're going to make this a challenge for our corporate sponsors. And so by pooling that together, we came up with a very large sum and really pushed our corporate sponsors, and they answered the call. It was just amazing.
The value of a treatment room is that you don't want children to be in the space that they're going to be sort of living in when they're in the hospital, to do bad things to them, like procedures, and so you take them to a space that's a little bit more neutral.
They know that procedures are done in there and that when the procedure's over they leave and they go back to their room, they go back to the playroom and they go back to the more safer areas, and you know, and then we still get hugs afterwards and high fives and everything like that. It's a proven fact of what a positive impact it can have on a child's admission and diagnosis process.
Oh, pop, pop, pop. Jarrett, who did the murals, did a presentation one of the first nights that we were involved, and at the end of the evening, Beth McDonald called me pretty much in tears, telling me about how moving this was and said, we need to do something.
Just learning about how they would transform, you know, a hospital room into just a whole other world was just really, really amazing. But the price tag on them was a little higher than one of us as an individual could do. And we just decided, well, why don't we all sponsor a mural together, and we did, and that just started a ripple effect.
Each year since then, we have collectively pooled our resources and our money and contributed as a group.
Every year I look forward so much to seeing the same group of people at our table at the gala and deciding, or at least starting the conversation about what we're going to do that year. Most recently, our group contribution was the printer and copier and video camera for Rachel's teen scene at the Life with Cancer Center.
Coming in here today and seeing this computer, it's just pretty cool. Seeing it there and knowing that it gets used all the time and by a lot of different people. If you change your mindset from what can I spare to what can I share, it never feels like a sacrifice. Pooling your resources, which is what we did, has been working great for us, but it doesn't even have to be that. It can be, you know, putting in a donation for $50 that would just get someone, you know, gas money to do the different things that they need to do to come to the different treatments that they need to, or you know, $100 for a Safeway gift card, and just help them buy the groceries that they need to buy, and just make a really, really big impact no matter what it is.
There's so much need and so many families that are hurting financially, and Teardrops was the one organization that had the financial wherewithal to actually help families.
I said keep on.